Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is Friday, December 2nd.
We have a lot in this newscast today. Coming up a little bit later on, Lee Waldman and Stephanie Jimenez will join us to talk about our primetime special, which airs tonight, 21 Taken, Uvalde's Path to Healing.
That's right. We have a preview on that. We'll also be talking to an expert to talk about that volcano in Hawaii.
Mauna Loa, that's right. We're going to talk to an expert from Sam Houston State University up in Huntsville. Also, it is game day for the UTSA Roadrunners, and we're hoping to pack the dome. Sounds like we're well on our way.
Yeah, they want 50,000, and we have 42,000
at last check.
I think we'll do it. But first, let's go over to see if the weather will play out well, play nice for all of our
It is going to be better as the day progresses, but boy, if you're heading out this morning, running a couple of errands or something, you know, even if it's just yuck for right now, we still have a lot of fog around the area, and it's that damp chill. We're up to 55 degrees right now, and notice how that bottom number has been staying just neck and neck with temperatures. Of course, yesterday, all that mist and drizzle started in the afternoon because the humidity really started coming back in here very quickly, much sooner than expected, and it has stayed this way overnight. So 100% humidity. And with no wind to speak of, that's why, and some other factors, why we have a lot of fog around the area. We will make it up to 70 later on today. A hint of sunshine, especially further on out to the west. The aquifer dropped down half a foot, and the allergens, mold is on the low side. As I mentioned about fog, we still have plenty of it out there. Visibility out at the airport has been hovering just about 1.5 miles for the past couple of hours. It has improved somewhat around Randolph. It was down to 1/3 of a mile just an hour ago. A lot of fog heading up 10 in toward Bernie Stage, and all around the metropolitan area. We've got this fog, we've got this mist. That's going to be sticking around. Got a front coming through this weekend. We'll talk about what that does with temperatures tomorrow and take a look ahead to the first full week of December.
Thank you, Mike. All right, let's get a look at the roadways. I mentioned a little bit earlier, roads have been damp throughout the morning. We saw some wet roads from these TransGuide cameras, but right now we're just seeing some light traffic, and it's still a gray shot out there. I said this has been inspired by a Stephen King novel during the early newscast, but you can see it's still pretty much the same thing. The only progress we have seen is that the traffic has thankfully dwindled down. A lot of folks probably already arrived to their destination, but watch out here. 1604 eastbound at Stone Oak Parkway, we do have a crash reported that's causing a little bit of a buildup. This is one of those areas where the TransGuide cameras can't pick up the conditions out there, but we'll watch it closely. We did have a crash there along 281 northbound at Bassey Road that is already cleared out. And as we give you a wide look at our map, just a few slowdowns remain over on the northwest side as you approach I-10 from 1604 in Helotes. And of course, right there along 1604, closer to the northeast side where we did have that crash reported. But take it back to TransGuide, and yeah, we're still seeing some of that fog that Mike mentioned out there. So just remember, drive carefully, use those low beams if you have to. But as we drive off into the weekend, we shouldn't have any trouble at this point, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Here's today's 9 at 9. A Bexar County grand jury has indicted the former San Antonio police officer accused of shooting 17-year-old Eric Cantu in a McDonald's parking lot in early October. Attempted murder has been added to the 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant for James Brennan. Now, the district attorney is waiting for a court date.
The city of Uvalde is suing their local district attorney. They accuse her of withholding information an independent investigator needs to conduct an internal affairs investigation of the police response to the Robb Elementary School shooting. The city wants a judge to order Christina Mitchell to turn over relevant documents to the independent investigator only under a confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement.
San Antonio City Council unanimously appointing Mike Gallagher to temporarily fill the role of District 10 councilman while Clayton Perry is on his leave of absence, following Perry's involvement in a hit and run. Gallagher was a previous District 10 councilman from 2014 to 2017. His new appointment will last until either Perry returns or the term ends in June.
An economic crisis averted. President Biden is expected to sign a bill that will prevent a major rail strike after the Senate passed a resolution requiring rail workers to accept the tentative labor agreement. The lawmakers rejected a move to add guaranteed sick leave the unions had been fighting for.
The House Select Committee looking into the January 6th Capitol attack is meeting today to discuss potentially issuing criminal referrals. If the panel decides to issue criminal referrals, it will be done separately from the final report, which could be issued as early as the week of December 12th.
We are spending more as inflation is slowing. Commerce Department says spending in October rose 0.5% compared to September when adjusted for inflation. The inflation rate was at 6% in October. It's a bit lower than September.
Mortgage rates are dipping. The average rate for a 30-year mortgage is now just a shade under 6.5%. According to Freddie Mac, this is the third week in a row mortgage rates have come down since hitting a 20-year high. But a year ago, that rate was just over 3.1%.
The Supreme Court has agreed to hear challenges to the Biden administration's plans to cancel student loan debt for millions of Americans. A decision by the High Court is expected next summer.
The Orion spacecraft, part of the Artemis 1 mission, is heading back to Earth. It was launched on November 16th and is expected to splash down on December 11th. The goal of this mission was to test whether Orion could safely carry humans to the moon. NASA hopes to get astronauts back on the moon's surface for the first time since the 1970s. And that's today's 9 at 9.
Right now, let's take a live look at what's going on in the Capitol murder trial of former Border Patrol agent Juan David Ortiz. It appears that today's proceedings have not quite begun yet. We're hearing from court that a number of attorneys are in the judge's chambers as we speak.
That's right. Ortiz is accused of killing 4 women. Our Erica Hernandez has been covering the trial all week, and we have been live streaming that. Our live streaming will begin once the trial starts up again this morning. You can watch it on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and our YouTube page.
Well, in your morning headlines, a former NFL player is being accused of domestic violence, and the Georgia Senate runoff is bringing out some of the big guns.
Plus, history being made at the World Cup, and McDonald's is trying to speed up their service. David Sears is here to explain all this.
A quicker way to Mickey D's.
Yeah, it's like scoop and go.
Yeah, it is.
And don't spill it.
I think it's the wave of the future, too.
You think so?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Well, I don't know if this one will be or not. This might be a little dangerous. We'll have that for you in just a second. But first, more problems for former NFL player Antonio Brown. He has gone from tossing his uniform into the stands when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to throwing a shoe at the mother of his children while he got physical with her. That's according to reports. He was trying to evict her by throwing all her stuff out of the house. He allegedly even threatened to shoot her before throwing the shoe. Tampa police applied for a risk protection order to restrict access to guns since they believe he owns at least 2 guns. But a judge denied that petition. Yesterday, police went to his house to arrest him. They stayed in the street calling out to him through megaphones. The house was all locked up, so they don't know if he was even home at the time. It is the last day for voters to cast a ballot early in Georgia for the Senate runoff race between current Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker. Former President Barack Obama doing what he can to get the voters to the polls for Warnock, and Senator Lindsey Graham talking up Walker.
As your senator, Reverend Warnock hasn't been off chasing wacky conspiracy theories. He has not been drumming up fear and division.
Election day is next Tuesday. If Warnock wins, the Democrats will have 51 seats. They would have a little breathing room and may not have to worry about any ties and the vice president bringing the tiebreaker. However, if Walker wins, we are back to a 50-50 split, and Vice President Kamala Harris would be the tie-breaking vote. By the way, noticeable by their absence from Georgia campaigning, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, although they have talked about their support for their candidates. And we just understand that there's been over 1 million early votes, which is a record there in Georgia. While the U.S. gets ready to take on the Netherlands in the elimination round tomorrow morning, there is more history being made. That is Stephanie Frappart. She's the first woman referee for a men's World Cup match. She was on the pitch during the Costa Rica-Germany match yesterday. She's actually one of 6 female refs at the World Cup.
I didn't think about breaking barrier or making history, just only doing my job and only that.
Could you see a woman officiating the men's World Cup final?
I think everything can happen now.
Honestly, do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Frappart actually led a team of all women during that Costa Rica-Germany match. She must have done a pretty good job since there weren't too many major complaints, at least that we know of. And finally this morning, McDonald's drive-thru. That's an arm reaching out to the bag of food. And this right here is a conveyor belt. Oh, what could go wrong there? This is McDonald's in Fort Worth, not quite a big store, so they're trying all these new methods. This store pretty much to-go orders store. a lot of mobile app users curbside pickup at this store. One of the reasons they are trying the conveyor belt, drive-through times are 22 seconds slower than they've been in the past, so they are trying to speed things up. Just got to be ready to get your lunch, or you could be picking it up right there off the driveway. That's the danger part.
We should send you as a guinea pig and order 4 milkshakes.
I should try that.
Right?
Like,
See how that works out.
Oops. What is that? Yeah, like have a little malfunction and the stuff comes speeding
David's
at you.
Tundra at the car wash. You'll know how that
I
ended,
know,
right?
and that's the different car heights as well.
Yeah.
Like a vehicle heights, you're a high vehicle, a low vehicle.
Drop right in your lap.
Possibly.
Whoops.
We'll find out if we're truly loving it, right? Thank you, David.
Good.
Right now, 9:08, 56 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
And today we are airing a primetime special honoring the victims of the Uvalde school shooting. It's a very special project that our team has been working on. In the next half hour, Stefania Jimenez and Lee Waldman will be joining us in the studio to give us a preview of the special.
But before that, a Christmas tradition, the performance of the Nutcracker. When we come back, Sarah Costa tells us what makes this year's performance for the Children's Ballet of San Antonio so special. 9:12, welcome back. The holiday season is not complete for a lot of folks without seeing a performance of the Nutcracker.
The Children's Ballet of San Antonio's production of the Nutcracker will be a unique show filled with talented young artists.
Sarah Costa got a preview of the show and spoke with some of the dancers about what makes this performance so special.
It's very thrilling.
13-year-old Jada Solomon is playing Claire for her second year in a row. She says she feels incredibly honored to dance the role of Claire more than once in her lifetime, and says performing as a lead this time around is a lot less pressure.
I'm very lucky getting to do it twice. So now it's my second year, I can improve more and get to enjoy it more.
Jada is just one of the many children performing in the Children's Ballet of San Antonio's Nutcracker performance this holiday season.
Thank you, Serena.
Vanessa Bessler, the artistic director of the Children's Ballet of San Antonio, says what makes this show so special is that they take a more Broadway approach to the show, with a very diverse and inclusive cast. It's an all-children's cast, includes vocalists, actors, special needs artists, and dancers from a diverse range of disciplines.
This is the only all-children production of Nutcracker in the city, and we're so proud that our dancers are very young. It's a very fresh production with the most talented young dancers in the city.
13-year-old Joaquin Marsh is playing the Nutcracker this year. He has only been dancing ballet for 2 years, training as a gymnast most of his life. He says being on stage as the Nutcracker is something he'll never forget.
There's something always new, something more to bring that our teacher really is amazing at doing. And it's just so magical to be a part of it and seeing everything come together and all the inclusivity.
Before the performance, guests can enjoy a Christmas market beforehand with pictures with Santa and Nutcracker characters and holiday treats and gifts. And you can enjoy the Children's Ballet of San Antonio, the Children's Nutcracker, December 9th and 10th at Lila Cockrell Theater. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
As we transition to weather, outside with live cam, been kind of the same since the sun came up. Mike, are you in the Nutcracker again this year?
Tonight, the Ballet San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be Mother Ginger, and this runs this weekend and also next weekend. And, you know, I was going to say the Children's Ballet, it's always so amazing seeing those kids, because sometimes some of those dancers, just like, they're how old? Like, you know, 12, 13, and they dance like they have been doing it for decades.
A lot of work.
Doing it their whole lives, right?
A lot of work.
Fantastic. How many years have you been involved with the Nutcracker here in San Antonio? I mean, if you look up Mike Osterhage on IMDb, does it say, you know, cameo on Matlock?
Mother Ginger.
And then Mother Ginger.
What always haunts my boys when his friends, you know, Google me and that picture comes up with Mother Ginger. Seriously. But anyway.
If you don't know what we're talking about, look it up.
It's a good talker.
Let's see, didn't do it in 2020.
Pandemic.
Because of the pandemic. Oh, good, I get a close-up right now. And then I think it's been, now this will be about 7 years, 7, 8 years, I believe.
Well, next week we've got Monday, bring us a picture and we'll show it on the air for the early morning show, okay? And maybe this show. How about that? Okay?
Yes.
Please?
It's cool.
It'll scare the children, let me tell you.
Oh, no.
No, it's a lot of fun. All right, look at this beautiful picture. I love this. It's so cozy. Look, we showed this morning, and as Mark pointed out, I thought they were some nutcrackers up there, but little gnomes up on the mantle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5. It's almost like a puzzle, though. I mean, you can almost.
It kind of is. It's like one of those find it, type puzzles. So, and the fire in the fireplace, beautiful, and all the stockings hung by the chimney with care. And boy, I'll tell you one thing, if Santa Claus was flying today, he sure would need Rudolph with these murky conditions out there. Visibility is 1.5 miles out at the airport, half mile still at Bernie Stage, 1.5 miles in New Braunfels, and things really have not gotten that much better. Now, it's not thick enough to really prompt any sort of a dense fog advisory, but obviously it's out there, and we still have, with these low clouds and the mist, we still have some damp roads, and that's going to be the situation for the next couple of hours. And pretty much everywhere, thick pea soup fog out there at Rock Springs. Go up further on north on 35. You're going to run into a lot of it around Austin, and elsewhere it's there. It's that nuisance kind of fog, and we'll continue with this over the next couple of hours. Still a little bit of mist and drizzle out there. Temperatures will continue to get up into the 60s, and we are going to be topping off today at 70. A little bit of sunshine, especially off to the west, and not really a heck of a lot, but just the overall pattern is going to allow us to warm up. So it's not really going to be, having one of those beautiful sunny days to warm us up. And then a lot more clouds around tonight, and we'll probably start to see a little mist and drizzle, or at least the chance of it in the overnight hours, as we remain very mild and have all that humidity getting pumped on in here. Here's this computer model, and again, it does break up the clouds a little bit off to the west. So if you see some sunshine, but then again, as we go into tonight, clouds move back on in here. We still have some of the mist and drizzle around here going into tomorrow morning, as well as a little patchy fog. Then the front moves through. And this is not going to really come through with a whole lot of fanfare. It will scare up a couple of sprinkly showers along that front. Actually, this particular computer model is kind of showing lesser rain chances as the front moves on through. And this is going to be mid to late morning. The wind will shift around. It's going to be breezy in the afternoon. And temperatures, we will hit our high early on. It's one of those, as we call them, kind of upside down days. Mid 60s starting off tomorrow, and then just the upper to maybe mid 50s by late in the afternoon. And by dinner time, we're still going to have a lot of clouds hanging around here all the way through the afternoon and going into tomorrow evening. Now, as far as the humidity, very high humidity this morning, and it's going to continue to stay on the high side, and that'll be the case tomorrow morning. The front moves through, knocks the humidity down then in the afternoon tomorrow, and that will then allow temperatures to also get cooler by Sunday morning. So we'll be down around 50 Sunday morning. Then the humidity starts to come back up, and it's going to be staying up as we go into next week. And that means it is going to be warm and it's going to be humid throughout most all of the first full week of December. 65 degrees today at noon, cloudy skies, and even a little bit of leftover fog here and there. It's going to continue to thin out those as the day goes on. A little bit of sunshine later on this afternoon mixed in. 70 high temperature, so we'll actually be 3 degrees above normal. And then tomorrow, overnight, basically temperatures aren't going to move that much. Stay on the mild side, and then the front moves through. Late morning, we'll be dropping into the 50s late in the day. A couple of showers late morning as the front moves through. Sunday, chilly for the Rock and Roll Marathon. That's the lovely lady between us is going to be doing. Thanks. And then very warm and humid next week.
We call her the brunette blur.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know about blur.
How many marathons have you done?
Full 9.
I mean, 9 full ones?
Yes, 9.
Oh, the whole 26?
But I've been on a little break because of the training. It takes a lot of training.
How many halves then?
I've lost count. I'd have to. I mean, I'm not trying. It's become a tradition.
That's awesome.
Just amazing.
I feel lazier than usual today.
No.
Do you?
Just for Grinch. Go, I just ran 4 miles yesterday just because.
Just because you could.
Needed to relax a little bit.
It's good stress relief. It really is.
Okay, pant your way through that. 9:20, 56 degrees.
And the anticipation is growing for UTSA's big matchup tonight against North Texas for the Conference USA Championship game. David Sears will be back with us to talk about that game and some other big games going on this weekend.
We're still following the latest out of Hawaii after the world's largest active volcano erupted this week. When we come back, talking one-on-one with a professor at Sam Houston State to give us some insight on this event. We'll be right back. We're back 9:23. Excited about this next interview. Lava flow seems to be slowing down significantly from the last 24 hours from Mauna Loa on the Big Island of Hawaii. Officials say the current landscape of parts of the land is helping to keep lava from flowing across a major highway.
The highway runs east to west through the center of the island and is often used to travel between two parts of the Big Island. Experts believe it could be a week before the lava intersects with the major highway there.
Or sooner, we'll have to see. Well, now, we've been following this story all week long, and joining us this morning is a geography professor at Sam Houston State University up in Huntsville.
She was born and raised in Hawaii and now co-teaches a Hawaii field course for students talking about the environmental and cultural diversity of the Big Island.
Ava Fujimoto Strait is going to give us some insight on the situation on the Big Island of Hawaii. Good morning, Ava.
Good morning. How is everyone?
We're very well, thank you. Let's start. How big a deal is Mauna Loa's eruption?
It is a big deal. It has not happened for about 38 years. And what makes it really amazing is that not only is Mauna Loa erupting, but you have Kilauea that has been continuously erupting. And so you have two glows that you can actually see from some parts of the island.
And give us some background on Mauna Loa and volcanoes in the Hawaiian Islands in general. They play a significant role in Hawaiian culture, don't they?
Yes, definitely. The Hawaiians believe in a volcano goddess, Pele, and it's basically Hawaii would not exist if you didn't have the volcanic eruptions. And so Hawaii is over a hot spot. You can see on the map there, Kilauea and Mauna Loa. There's actually 5 volcanoes on the Big Island of Hawaii. And so being able to witness this and see this and respecting the land and always keeping that in mind is really important for Hawaiian culture.
Ava, changing the subject a little bit with the holidays coming up, some Americans may have Christmas trips planned to the islands. Will any of this volcanic activity affect air travel in the coming weeks?
Probably not. A lot of people are going to Oahu, Maui, or Kauai, which is safe and air travel won't be affected. Depending on the lava and the eruption, there could be some fog in the air, which is volcanic smog. But the airport Hilo and Kona are on either coast of the Big Island. And where this volcanic eruption is happening, it should not have too much of an impact. So definitely check before you fly, but I would not change any plans whatsoever. If you are going to Hawaii Island, this is a spectacular time to actually go and to be able to witness this event.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Well, bringing the subject back to Texas for a moment, are there remnants of volcanoes here in Texas, and if so, where?
We actually do. There was volcanism like 30 to 80 million years ago. And so what you're going to see is not your stereotypical image of a volcano. It's actually eroded extensively. Sometimes they're covered by other sediment that has been deposited on top of it. But if you go out to Big Bend National Park, the Chizos Volcanic Complex area, the Paisano Pass between Alpine and Marfa, the Davis Mountains, and then closer to San Antonio, you have Pilot Knob, which is in Austin. But it's more like a mound rather than your stereotypical volcano.
It's got to be an exciting time to teach what you teach right now, Ava.
Yes, I love it. This definitely brings attention to geography and geology, and I'm a little bit biased, but I think they're amazing majors, and to see these in action and to get amazing video footage and pictures that you're seeing on social media make it so much more rewarding and relate to class concepts.
Well, as long as the eruptions don't get bigger, this sounds like an amazing opportunity to visit the islands and look more into the topic itself, right?
Yes, oh, definitely. I think in 2018, when Kilauea was erupting, a lot of people were canceling air tickets, and this is actually the best time to go. It's kind of something that hasn't happened in 40 years, and so to be able to see it is amazing. The mayor of the county of Hawaii has done a really good job. A lot of people were pulling off on the highway, and that was a safety issue, and so they've actually designated areas where people can go and view, and you have about a 90-minute limit where you can sit and take your pictures and be able to experience this.
Super interesting. Well, Ava Fujimoto Strait from Sam Houston State University. Mele Kalikimaka, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Mele Kalikimaka to you all.
All right,
Happy
thanks.
holidays.
Thank you very much as well.
Holidays.
Very, very cool. Right now, 9:28, 56 degrees.
And when we come back, we're getting a preview of our special honoring the 21 victims of the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde 6 months ago. 2 of the 4 hosts will be in the studio with us when we come back. And welcome back. It's 9:31. Let's look out there with a live cam. It doesn't look too nice out there, but hey, we're in the 50s, 57. It's improvement from yesterday's cold weather.
Not that much though, but we got all that moisture out there, so it's that damp chill that I always say just kind of sneaks down the back of your neck. And temperatures right now, yeah, we have warmed from earlier this morning. Everybody was right around 50, 51 degrees, so everybody kind of all together, the temperatures are coming up, and it's very consistent thanks to the cloud cover, thanks to all that moisture out there. Dew point is at 55, which means we got a bunch of humidity, not much of a breeze, and so that's why this fog is going to be sticking around for a while. And as you can see, just one more look at the murky conditions out there and visibility out at the airport. Yes, it has improved slightly from earlier, but still, I mean, we've got just a whole bunch of fog out there. And like I said, this is going to be sticking around for the next couple of hours. Stinson just at 1 mile visibility, 1.25 miles at Bernie Stage, as well as some wet roads. So you make sure that you take it easy driving. Going to have the weekend forecast coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
It's hard to believe, but it's been more than 6 months since 21 lives were taken tragically at Robb Elementary School over in Uvalde.
The families of the victims, survivors, and people in Uvalde have struggled to get answers as to what happened inside the school on May 24th and what will happen to make sure a tragedy like that never happens again.
These are subjects we explore in our 1-hour special that is airing tonight. We invite you to watch 21 Taken, Uvalde's Path to Healing.
And joining us now to talk more about the special are the two people involved in the project. We have Stefania Jimenez and Lee Waldman. Thank you so much from the Night Beat joining us this morning.
Thank you guys for being here. Let's get down to it. What was the goal of the special?
Well, this is our community, Uvalde, right? They're just 80 miles west of San Antonio, and we have been there. Well, Lee has been there ever since this has happened. She practically lives there. But this is, the people there have been hurt so much, not just by the tragedy, but what's happened since then, the aftermath. I mean, you remember the numerous blunders. They're trying to get answers from local law enforcement, the school district, the state even. And so this was an opportunity to look back. I mean, it's hard to believe it's been 6 months already. Speak to the people who have been most affected by this, which includes family members, but also the people of the town, because they've been struggling as well.
And also to memorialize the 21 lives that were lost, plus Irma's husband, Joe, who died shortly thereafter. So we wanted to make sure to remember those people as they want, their families want them to be remembered, honor their memories. So it's not just they were taken in this tragic way. We know what their likes and dislikes were. We know what they wanted to be when they grew up. We know what their favorite memories were with their children. So we wanted to make that a very key focus of this special.
So we can look to hear from the family members of the victims, definitely in the special.
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to hear from family members of victims. You're going to hear from family members of survivors. Yes. There was 11 children who survived this in the classrooms who were injured, 6 teachers who were also injured in this tragedy. So you'll hear from that survivor point of view, but as well as community members too.
Yes, we actually did a town hall, and so you're going to hear, if we could show that clip right now, you're going to hear from people from the community who have been greatly affected by this and want to get their message out.
As the weeks went on, there were less crowds. The funerals happened. What have mornings been like in your neighborhood since then?
Well, right following the aftermath and as the crowds dissipated somewhat. I mean, there was still a lot of activity. There was still investigations going on, and there was still media presence there. But some of it had dissipated. The dead silence is what affected us. Because you always heard the kids playing.
Michelle, she lives just 3 houses down from where Robb is. You can see the front of the school from her front of her home, and from her backyard you can see the playground. where the shooting had started, where that shooter came in and initially started shooting at the children at the playground there. And Michelle, her favorite part about living in that community was every single day at recess, you could hear the kids playing, and she's been robbed of that ever since.
Yeah, because if you've ever gone by a school, you know that if you go there during the middle of the day, there's that noise, right? Yeah. It's like a white noise. It's the same pretty much outside every elementary school, and it's no longer there. And I understand what she's saying. It's eerie. But this was important to show because of how affected everyone was. Not people who were affected, obviously, directly, but also people who maybe didn't have any direct connection to the victims, but live in the community.
That was just one example of what I would call unspeakable grief. The title of the special is 21 Taken, Uvalde's Path to Healing. Now, all these months later, and I know we asked it when kids went back to school back in August, but where are we at in the healing process now?
It's a process. I mean, there are 2 centers that are set up so that people can go there and get therapy. So this is long term, right? The state and other organizations have made commitments to be there for years on end to make sure that there are therapy centers set up for anybody who wants to go. But we know that it's a process, right? You've spoken with people who say, hey, it could take people 6 months, a year to even start to process their grief.
Absolutely. And so those 2 centers that you're talking about is the Child Bereavement Center, which is solely focused on the children of Uvalde, and then also the Uvalde Together Resiliency Center, which has committed to 5 years being there. They did a similar setup when Sutherland Springs, that tragedy happened. And so they're renovating a center right now to have a permanent facility that is there for anyone in the community who needs it, whether it be therapy, whether it be help with unemployment, because they're too grief-stricken to go back to work. And their big focus was the fact it's not a straight line for grief. You could make huge leaps and bounds, and then one day something sets you back. Of course. And that's okay. And it's okay that you're not where you think you should be 6 months from when this tragedy happened. Your path to grief is unique, as all of us are.
Just want to add one thing to that. In a lot of rural communities, there are very few mental health resources, and that community was one of them before this tragedy. Before,
Absolutely.
They didn't have very much access to psychiatrists, psychologists, things like that, and so now they do.
And Stephanie, you mentioned it earlier too, Lee. You've practically lived there with all the coverage, and which has been wonderful so far. I just wanted to tell you that, compliment you. It is part of the job, but I imagine very difficult just being there. What is the most difficult part of talking to these families?
I think it's difficult, but it's also rewarding in talking to the families and hearing about their kids, and getting to see their last few drawings, or to touch their pieces of clothing, or they get their backpacks back from that classroom. That has been so difficult to try and help them through that grief. There's no amount of sorries or I love yous you can tell them that's ever going to take that away. But that's also been the most rewarding part, is learning about their loved ones, who they are. But I think when we talk about grief and their healing, they haven't really had a chance to breathe and grieve yet, because they haven't had all the answers yet. They're still fighting for that accountability, fighting for that justice, fighting for that transparency. So they haven't had a chance to even focus on trying to heal from this wholly, because they're still fighting for their kids, fighting for their loved ones, those 2 moms that were also taken. So I think that's been a difficult part, is all of the setbacks, all of the things that get leaked, or in the new information that comes out. I think that's been hard on them too, and that's something they've expressed to us.
We have about 30 seconds left. Stephanie, real quick, what do you want people to know before they watch tonight?
I want them to watch and know that it's going to be a journey when you watch it. It's kind of like you're going to be reminded of what these people have gone through in the last 6 months and the questions that they still want answered, but also be prepared, because some of your questions are going to be answered, and you're also going to know what leaders are doing to make sure that this does not happen again. That's a key part of this. So we just want people to keep an open mind, and also a box of tissues, because it's definitely an emotional journey when you watch this.
Steph Lee, thank you for coming in. Our special does air tonight right here on KSAT 12 at 7 o'clock. It will also be live at that time on YouTube and KSAT Plus, so make sure that you do tune in. Again, thank you, ladies.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
9:41, 57 degrees.
And we'll be right back with a look at weekend sports. And we'll welcome back. It's 9:44, so it's a big day for UTSA football, and head coach Jeff Traylor is ready for fans to pack the dome.
Plus, high school football playoffs continue this weekend, and we have two big matchups we are watching closely.
David Sears is back.
Ooh, tonight is huge. Tonight is big. What'd you guys say? Like already over 40,000 tickets?
42 plus
something
now.
like that.
Yeah.
So, and you know, San Antonio is known for their walk-ups. So they just might get that 50 plus. I know the mayor was asking people to show up, and of course Jeff Traylor was asking people to show up because this is big. They're taking on North Texas. This is the conference championship game. They played North Texas earlier this year, and UTSA won it in the last 15 seconds, 12 seconds of the game. Frank Harris threw a touchdown pass, and they ended up winning it 31-27. They are now ranked number 23, so a win tonight means they're going to get a pretty good bowl game this year if they can pull this thing off. So once again, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in a couple of hours, the parking lot over there at the Dome opens up for tailgaters. Yeah, baby, get that fun on early. What would be going on in the parking lot of the Alamo Dome at noon, I wonder?
Gatherings.
Gatherings. And it's a little chilly out there, so some, warm libations.
What's that cinnamon liqueur?
I don't know.
No, the other one.
Don't know, but there's the schedule for today. Fireball.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the schedule for today. It left. Where'd it go? It was there. But anyway.
It's there.
There you go.
That's all
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, fan open. And then that Spirit Walk. Mm-hmm. That's become a very nice tradition there.
What is the Spirit Walk for those that don't know?
It's a walk of spirit.
Okay.
Thanks.
They walk amongst all the crowd into the Dome.
Nice.
I
love that. That is a nice tradition.
and then the doors open at 4:30. Kickoff is at 6:30 tonight.
That's what I get for asking the question.
Yeah, well, you ask a tough question. All right, not only that we got going on this weekend, not only UTSA and North Texas for the conference championship, we got high school football going on. This is the Battle of the Unbeatens tonight. Bernie 13-0, and Cal Allen 13-0, or 0 as we like to say. So they're at Alamo Stadium tonight. See which one of those can pull that thing off. All right, then tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the Alamo Dome, it's Brennan. Remember last week they beat Lake Travis, which is one of those tough teams from Austin. And guess what they get this week? If you hadn't heard, they get Austin Westlake. Austin Westlake has won 53 games in a row. About time that streak came to an end. So there's that matchup once again tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the Alamo Dome. So you got that one. So, and then tomorrow morning when you get up, at 9 o'clock, it's the Netherlands and USA. Remember, we're into the elimination round now, so you got to win or you're done, and that means there's no ties anymore. None of that tie stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think remember how we used to refer to ties? I don't know if we can refer to that anymore.
Oh.
So I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I would get in trouble. Look at Mike, look at him and go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then today, it's the Spurs. Look at this weekend of sports. Tonight, they are taking on the Pelicans at 7 o'clock. In the AT&T Center.
Let's end this losing.
And we're not done.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done. Look, we got more. Cowboys are coming off that huge Thanksgiving Day victory over the Giants.
Wait, is this Deshaun Watson's return?
This is Deshaun Watson's return.
Against Houston.
To Houston.
Yes.
So that's going to be very interesting to see how the fans react to his.
Yeah.
Understand earlier this week that there was going to be some of the women.
Oh, yes.
That accused him of the sexual
going to be at the
assaults.
game.
We're going to be at the game. So this is going to be a very interesting game for the Texans this weekend.
Whole lot of sports this weekend. All right.
That, huh?
Thank you for the recap, Dave.
Yep. See you Monday.
Straight to Mike.
Whole lot of Christmas going on this weekend as well. And here is Find the Cat in the Christmas Tree. You see it?
Not yet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I see it. Yes.
Right there. That's great. That's a perfect picture. This is not a perfect picture. A lot of fog out there right now. Visible satellite, and as you can see, we are definitely socked in. A little bit of clearing out to the west, especially later on today. A couple of squeaks of sunshine here and there. I don't think an overabundance of it, and still plenty of fog hanging around here this morning. Mist, drizzle everywhere. There is fog, and in some places it is thicker than in others. Austin and Rock Springs, a couple of examples of that. The humidity, dew point temperatures, measure moisture in the atmosphere. Of course, they had dropped down a couple of days ago, but then right now compared to this time yesterday, dew points are up 25, close to 30 degrees. That much more moisture just has been surging on in here. That started yesterday afternoon. We had that little mist and drizzle, that cold mist and drizzle throughout the afternoon, and it has stuck around all night long and will be sticking around for the next couple of hours. Then we will continue to creep. We've been, creeping up and up and up a couple of degrees since this morning. We had dropped down to the low 50s, and we will make it up to 70 later on today. Like I said, a little bit of limited sunshine out there. Not really, I don't think, a heck of a lot. And then plenty of clouds hanging around here tonight. And the moisture is going to continue to pump on in here. First of all, here's this computer model, and yes, it does have a few breaks in the clouds later on today, I should say. And I wouldn't get really too excited about seeing a whole bunch of sunshine, but little bits here and there. And then with the moisture continuing to pump on in, even though this model doesn't show it, we're going to continue with some mist overnight and tomorrow morning, maybe even a couple of patches of fog here and there. The front moves through mid-morning. It's not going to do a lot as far as rain. A couple of sprinkles get squeezed out. We will hit our high temperature in the morning, and then as the front moves on through, we will see temperatures drop down. Not going to see a whole lot of sunshine then in the afternoon. We will be in the mid to upper 50s by late in the afternoon tomorrow. And then we will continue to cool down, and we're going to be right around 50 to start off on Sunday morning. High temperatures throughout the next couple of days. Again, tomorrow afternoon's temperature will be 59, 68 Sunday. But then look at this. We get back up into the upper 70s most all of next week. And then look at what the low temperatures are going to be doing. Of course, this is the morning reading tomorrow, but 50 on Sunday. Back up normal 45. We're going to be 15 to 20 degrees above normal for temperatures on the low end of the scale. That means a lot of humidity around here when we stay that warm. 65 today at noon, cloudy skies, and then high temperature makes it up to 70. Some sunshine thrown in. Tomorrow, we are going to be starting off with some mist and drizzle. The front moves through mid to late morning. We'll be at 59 late in the day, and then 50 starting off Sunday. Some sunshine, then warm and humid the rest of next week. We'll be back after this.
Well, Steph has everything you need to know about Rock and Roll Marathon this weekend on KSAT.com. Just look for this story on our homepage.
The 5K and 10K races are happening tomorrow morning, and the half and full marathons are on Sunday morning. So beginning today, participants can pick up their bibs and other swag at the Health and Fitness Expo at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center.
Just look for Steph and her VIP security detail.
Right.
With races going on both days this weekend, there will be road closures. Again, all this info is on KSAT.com.
And if you're taking part in any of the races this weekend, I saw this earlier, several places are offering discounts to runners. This is a list of just a few of the businesses
Carb up,
offering.
Steph.
I know, special prices for participants. So according to the Rock and Roll website, all you have to do is show your proof of registration for the deals. You can also find this story on our website at KSAT.com.
Can anybody say Dough Pizzeria?
I was going to say,
So just a little hint, Doe is actually offering $20 off your meal.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on our website at KSAT.com, and it's right near the expo.
I just
while you get your bib.
Hungry.
All great businesses, but if you've never been to Doe, check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still very, very soupy out there this morning. As you can see, visibility has not really improved all that much. We're in the upper 50s right now, mid to upper 50s, and we'll make it to 70 today. Now, for the 5K and 10K tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit more humid, and we got that front moving through mid to late morning. Maybe a sprinkle. It's not going to be a wash or anything like that. But for the marathon itself on Sunday, 50 degrees. That's going to be pretty good. So.
And for Bernie on Saturday.
And for the Bernie Parade, yes, we're going to be in the mid 50s tomorrow evening. Bernie Parade starts right at 6 o'clock. I am honored to be the Grand Marshal. I am so excited about that tomorrow night.
And show us the final version of the parade wave?
Yes. Just look for that.
Let's see.